So lately I've noticed that my videos have been kind of sad lately. Been going to a lot of malls that are just on the verge of closing, a lot of abandoned buildings and things like that. So today we're gonna have some good old-fashioned fun. We're in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we're gonna go to Hershey Park and a couple other attractions related to Hershey. Come with me. So you know you're in Hershey when all the streetlights are chocolate kisses. So before we visit Hershey Park itself, we're going to take a look at the Hershey Story Museum. This should be really interesting. This is a museum dedicated to Hershey chocolate and the whole history behind it. So let's go take a look at this. Okay, so this first section of the museum follows the life of Milton Hershey, the founder of Hershey Chocolates.
In Denver, Milton learned to make caramel with fresh milk instead of paraffin wax. Why is that better? Adding milk made caramels chewier and longer lasting than adding wax, though maybe less useful as emergency candles.
So it seems like Milton Hershey went through a series of failed business ventures to try and make it into the candy industry. Looks like he tried a number of different things, tried selling fruit and nuts and caramels and things like that before he really took off with the chocolate. Oh, this is really interesting. This was the Philadelphia Centennial Expedition. And just look at the artwork of these old vintage buildings here. This is really cool stuff. And so Hershey's first successful business venture was the Lancaster Caramel Company. So he wasn't making chocolate, he was making caramel. See right here, caramels only. No chocolate, just caramels. And here we can see some of Milton Hershey's personal items. Looks like we have his coach horn, his walking stick, and even his hat. Pretty drippy if I do say so myself. Here we can see some vintage Hershey chocolate packaging. Pretty neat stuff. And a vintage ad for Hershey chocolate. And right here we have a cocoa pod, which is what they make chocolate out of. But when you look at one up close, I gotta say, it's pretty gross looking. It kind of looks like a big turd. And so this is really interesting. Like prior to Hershey establishing his chocolate industry, chocolate was really considered like a luxury item for, you know, wealthier folks. He kind of made it like accessible to just like a regular person, made it possible for them to eat chocolate due to the ways he, you know, sort of streamlined the process and made it cost affordable. And so this big contraption here is a device they actually used to wrap Hershey Kisses. Let's fire it up and see it. Oh, this is pretty wild right here. All these things here are devices used in the creation of chocolate. I didn't realize it was so intense that they had all these things here, which quite honestly look like weapons. Okay, so this device is a conch machine. I'm not sure what exactly this does, but it's a really cool looking old piece of equipment right here. It's even painted chocolate brown. Look at that. So this was used to mix chocolate liqueur with other ingredients. And just look at these big granite grinding wheels. That's incredible. I love seeing old machinery like this. It's just so cool. So this massive crystal chandelier was actually owned by Milton Hershey. Could you imagine having that in your house? Oh, and this is really neat. This is a recreation of a vintage store display for Hershey Kisses. Very lovely. And here we can see some old vintage Hershey's cocoa tins. Look at this old cash register, that's beautiful. And these are some of the ingredients at different stages during the chocolate making process. We have cocoa beans, cocoa butter, and chocolate liqueur. Take a look at this old vending machine. I guess it sold Hershey's miniatures for just a penny. So this kiosk actually lets us go through some of these old Hershey's ads, and I love seeing stuff like this. Look at that, doesn't that look good? I'm getting hungry walking around this museum. So not only did Milton Hershey establish his chocolate company, but he also built a whole town around it, which is the city of Hershey where we're standing today. So not only does Hershey's make Hershey's chocolate, they also make Reese's peanut butter cups, which is one of my favorite candies. Here we have an exhibit, some old Reese's peanut butter cup packaging. Oh, just look at those, they look so good. This is such cool stuff here. Just look at these old workman's coveralls here. That is so neat. I'm a fan of stuff like this, so I think that's cool. And here we have some old milk bottles from Hershey. Really cool stuff. And here we can see some more of Milton Hershey's personal goods. Look at this chair. Look at the sphinxes on that chair. That's neat. Reminds me of a Never-Ending Story. Oh, and they have them on the table as well. So Hershey's also made chocolate as army rations during World War II. And we can see one of those right here. And it reminds me of, you know that guy Steve MRE who like opens up boxes of this stuff and eats it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. So here's something really interesting. This was the Hershey Creamery, and I believe that was a place where you could, you know, get ice cream and other products. And just look at how beautiful that is with the tile work and the palm trees and stuff. And if you see that sort of mosaic behind the counter, well, that's actually right here. And just look at that. And so this is a depiction of the cocoa bean harvesting process. And it even has some milk cows here. Really cool to see that this is still here. So that was a really interesting little museum. Learned a lot about how the Hershey's Chocolate Company came to be, and how sort of like the town of Hershey itself just was a community built around the industry. And it just, I learned a little bit more about just how this whole town came to be. So if you're checking out Hershey Park, I definitely recommend stopping here and taking a look at this little museum. It's a real small museum. You can do it in about maybe like a half hour, but it's really cool. I recommend checking it out. So now let's go on to Hershey Park itself. Okay, so here we are at Hershey Park and we're about to go in. Now, I have only been to this park once. It was a long time ago when I was a kid, and I really don't remember it too well. So I'm not even really sure what I'm going to be seeing today here at Hershey Park. I just wanted to come check it out, experience it, and bring you along. So let's go have some fun today. All right, Hershey Park. Let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I see when I come in is this amazing fountain, and it's shaped like a Hershey Kiss. So here's something really impressive that I don't think I've seen at any other theme park I've been to, but the roller coaster itself actually goes through the main walking area in the park. Like, you can just walk right up to the supports here. And so here we have another really beautiful fountain, and in the center we have a sculpture of Milton Hershey himself, the founder of Hershey Chocolates. So I love theme parks. I've been going to them ever since I was a kid, and I do like going on thrill rides, roller coasters, things like that. Today I think I'm going to be skipping it. I didn't feel all that great yesterday, so I don't think I can handle it today. I also don't think I'm allowed to film on them here, so I don't think we're going to be doing the roller coasters. I might go on some rides, we'll see, but other than that, we're just going to enjoy the park. And take a look at these characters. We have a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup looking like she's about to blast off into space. And we have this character, I don't even know what to say about him. He looks like an evil space lord, minty, fresh type of guy. So it looks like there's just lots of roller coasters here to go on. So I suppose if you like roller coasters, this is a really great park to come and check out. Up top there they have these 3 big towers. Now, that's the type of ride I will not go on. That's a little too scary for me. So this ride is an observation tower known as the Kissing Tower. And as you can see, it is incredibly tall. Oh, and it looks like they have an arcade. Let's go see what they have in here. So it looks like it's a lot of redemption games, a lot of Dave and Buster's type stuff. That's still a nice vibe to it. Oh, look at this one. This is an old school one right here. Oh, and take a look at this. They even have Star Wars Episode 1 pod racing. That's something I haven't seen in a long time. And so it's not running right now, but they have the Hercules pinball machine, which is one of the largest pinball tables I think that they ever made. And take a look at this. It's this vintage marionette show. That's something you don't see very often. So this coaster is called Sky Rush, and it has to be one of the tallest coasters I have ever seen. I think it's taller than even Nitro at Six Flags in Jersey. It is huge. And so it might be a little tough to see behind these trees, but this is a coaster that they are working on building right now known as Wildcat's Revenge. It is a hybrid wood and steel coaster, and it looks like it's something else. I've never heard of a wood and steel coaster. Probably be a really interesting experience once it opens up. And they have this really nice looking Ferris wheel, but that doesn't look like it's operating right now. So they do have a water park section of Hershey Park, and that's still closed for the season. And it's just kind of cool to see parts of it like this that are, you know, have all the water drained and aren't running right now. Like this one, for instance, which is some sort of log flume ride. It's just kind of cool to see it all empty like this. All right, so right here it looks like we have some Jolly Rancher themed rides. We have this spinning, I don't even know what you'd call this. And then they have this roller coaster right behind it, also themed after Jolly Ranchers. That's a really awesome spectacle to see those two rides together like that. Very cool stuff. So inside Hershey Park is a little zoo known as ZooAmerica, and it's actually included with the price of ticket. It's all animals from North America, so let's go check this out. I enjoy zoos, so I think this is going to be cool. Let's go check this out. Here we have some spoonbills. These are really cool birds. Here we see a cottonmouth water moccasin. And this is as close as I'm ever going to get to one of these things without being in mortal danger. I would not want to mess with one of these guys, that's for sure. And here we have another horrible killing machine, the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake. It's pretty though, I gotta say. And over here, we have a living dinosaur, the American alligator. All right, let's head in this building and see what they have here. So here we have a live saguaro cactus, and down there we have a roadrunner. And just over there, we have a tortoise walking around. Oh, look at these guys back here. We have some Gila monsters. Oh my goodness. It's an armadillo. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. And this guy back here is a chuckwalla, or a pancake lizard. I'm not sure why they call them that, but they're pretty cool looking. Okay, so here we have a dark room for nocturnal animals. Let's see what we can see in here. So right here, we have an ocelot, and he's sleeping. Oh, he's so cute. I want to pet him. He just looks like a big old kitty. Oh my goodness, look up there. There are bobcats up there. Oh, look at these guys. Oh, I want to touch one of those so bad. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're so cute. Right here we have a prairie dog. Can you see him? And so here we have a pronghorn antelope. Pretty cool to see. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in real life before. I'm not from the part of the country where these things live, so it's interesting to see one. And down here we have a snowy owl. And just look at how cute he is. Oh, just look at him. And for some reason, they just have a huge number of these turkey vultures in this enclosure here. They're not really anything special. I see these on the side of the road all the time. But there's quite a few of them here. And here we have a peregrine falcon. Just look at how beautiful he is. And up in this tree here we have a porcupine. I would not want to mess with one of those. And right down here we have some American bald eagles. And just look at how big they are. Okay, so now that we've seen the theme park itself, let's go check out Hershey's Chocolate World, which is a massive chocolate shop, merchandise, all kinds of cool stuff. Let's go check this out. So here we have Hershey's Chocolate World. And when you go here, you can be as happy as this guy taking a bite out of a massive chocolate bar. Just look at how excited he is for that. That's how we're gonna feel in just a minute. Just take a look at this place. There is a lot going on in here. All kinds of cool stuff to see. I think there are some rides and stuff we can go on in here. This is gonna be fun. Here we can see the amazing candy machine, where I guess you can purchase a bucket and just fill it up with whatever kind of candy you want. I just kind of want to stick my head underneath there and just fill it up with Reese's Cups. Except that they'd still be in the wrapper, so that'd be kind of a stupid thing to do. And so for folks like me who really love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, there's all kinds of great things you can get. You can even get a Reese's scented candle, so your whole house can smell like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Who wouldn't want that? And we have all kinds of clothing you can get. You can get Reese's underwear, Reese's hoodies. Over here you can get all kinds of Reese's shirts, mugs, bowls. And hold up a minute, look at all these trees, this skylight. I did not expect to see this here. I feel like I am in a retro mall right now. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. This is probably my favorite thing I've seen today so far. I really did not expect Hershey's World of Chocolate to be such a vibe, but I am very glad that it is. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful.
Over here. I was talking to people before.
Alright, so there is a ride we can go on here called the Hershey's Chocolate Tour. Let's go do this. This is going to be cool. And here we can see the man himself, Milton Hershey. Made this all possible for us today. And so this is what this place used to look like in 1973. So that kind of explains the whole vibe of the main area. I guess they must have had that back then, and I guess they just never changed it, never updated it. Alrighty, and here is my chariot. Alright, let's do this.
Hey everyone, welcome aboard the Hershey's Chocolate Factory Tour. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. We're on our way to the Hershey Chocolate Factory. Your guide will meet you at the entrance. See you inside.
We're going on a tour of the chocolate factory today.
Pure fresh milk. Sing it, girls!
It's the milk we make that's at the heart. Sweet inspiration from the very start. And you can taste the love all over the world. Got that feel good feeling every day. Till you make each other the Hershey way. You can taste the love all over the world.
Oh, look at little cupcake.
experts carefully select, sort, and combine beans from various countries in precise amounts to achieve that unique and consistent Hershey's flavor. We pour the blended cocoa beans into large revolving roasters which get extremely hot. Toasty in here, isn't it?
I can feel the heat.
Next, we quickly cool the beans and feed them into our breaking chamber, which cracks open the shells at high speed. Inside each shell are tiny pieces called cocoa nibs. Hey, a good friend of mine is waiting up ahead to tell us more.
Through intense pressure and friction, the grinding turns cocoa nibs into the smooth, dark liquid used to make milk and dark chocolate.
Our pressing machines squeeze the unsweetened chocolate into discs of cocoa powder, known as Hershey's cocoa. Pressing also produces cocoa butter, which we'll use later on in the process. The delicious little pieces that we call chocolate crumbs. Then we send the molds through cooling tunnels that solidify the chocolate. All of that fresh, delicious Hershey's chocolate goodness is finally ready to be packaged.
The Hershey's milk chocolate, especially dark.
Hey, don't forget about Reese's peanut butter cups. My personal favorite.
Everyone has a favorite. Mine are Hershey's Kisses chocolates.
Aw, thanks, so sweet.
It looks like our packages are ready to go, and I better get going too. It's been a privilege being your guide today. Remember that wherever you go, you're never far from a piece of Hershey's house.
Whoa. It's getting trippy right now. I feel so happy right now. I can taste the love in here. So thank you for joining me on this trip to Hershey Park and all the other Hershey attractions you can see in the town of Hershey. I had a lot of fun today. I thought all the chocolate theming was really great. I learned a lot about the history of Hershey, the Hershey Company, the town of Hershey, and the chocolate making process itself. That was a lot of fun. Again, I'm sorry I didn't go on any rides, but I wasn't feeling physically up to it today. But I think I was able to show you what kind of things you might experience if you were to visit the park, and I hope you had fun. I had fun. That was my goal today, so I would say that was mission achieved. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.